So the first concept that we talked about debunking, cardio burning calories was the compensation idea. The second one is this idea that it's called the constrained total energy expenditure model. And there's a couple of scientists that had put together this experiment where they studied some modernized populations, some non-modernized populations, and they were able to measure overall energy expenditure and metabolic rate, and they used some pretty sophisticated equipment. And what they found was that the amount of energy that people use or burn in a day doesn't change that much from day to day. And it doesn't matter whether you're like a hunter-gatherer tribe out in the middle of the freaking desert or a modern person here that does like some walking and a little bit of a workout most days. The overall energy expenditure is going to be about the same no matter what. But the way that that changes is different inside the body, right? So they also have done this experiment with rats. So the way that we used to look at things, and when I say we, the people that are kind of tuned into the right information, the way that we used to look at things was this additive model, meaning that we have this amount of energy being expended in a day, which is that light gray bar. And then anything that we add on top of that, we're burning more energy or more expenditure. So the more physical activity, the more energy we're expending. And what they found in these experiments and from studying these different populations was that we have a certain base level of energy that we're expending. And then we cap out at a certain max level, no matter what it is that we do. So it's as if the more energy that we dedicate towards exercise, the more that we have to reduce the energy that we put towards different things. Now, if I take this hike, for example, as just a very clear indicator, there's no way that I could or would want to keep up a 4 to 6 hour hike every single day for the rest of my life in an effort to burn more calories, because what was happening to me, we had that whole compensation thing happening, but then my body was changing the way that it was prioritizing how it was using energy. I was tired all the time, right? My knees would hurt. I would start to break down. I would start to lose muscle. So this energy expenditure model is basically saying that, there's a certain amount of energy that you have. It's almost like you have this bank account that you can tap into throughout the day. And if I end up, your brain is going to use a lot of energy. It's very metabolically demanding. You have your vital functions that are going to require a lot of energy. And then you've got these optional things that you can throw in there, which, I mean, they're crucial, but they're still relatively optional. So your recovery, adaptation, and sleep is a very active dynamic process, and it takes energy. And then you have your fitness and stress, which is your most optional component. And if I try to pile on more and more fitness in an effort to burn more and more calories, then I have to pull my energy and resources away from these other very vital things. And usually it's going to compensate in a way that disrupts my sleep patterns and my recovery processes. So again, all this does is come back to, if we're going to have a dedicated workout program, it needs to be an hour of deliberate movement focused on the right things. And then you just got to live your life. And in the living of life, we want to stay relatively active. Okay.